this one. Just go to this box here. Oh, yeah. Okay. And this one. Oh, no. Using this. Okay. Okay. And this one we go to Ordinal and next. Yes. Yes. And the first OBS. All right. Okay. น่าจะเรียบร้อยครับหูฟังเหมือนเดิมครับโอเคครับเสียงไปนะครับเสียงไปไหมเอ่ยเดี๋ยวครับเช็คเสียง 5G โอเคzoom it's gonna be this one, right? Okay, let's check where someone okay this one okay test one okay มานี้ด้วยโอเคครับกลับมาครับกว่าจะเซตไว้ให้เรียบร้อยครับมีคนอยู่ที่ซูมนะครับ2คนนะที่ไม่ถูกตัดครับที่มันสตรีมสะท้อนไปจากของซูมนะครับที่ YouTube นะครับ2คนก็อยู่ที่นี่ก็มีประมาณ4คนครับไม่รวมผมนะครับจอไปนะครับจอไปเรียบร้อยเนาะก็มาถึงของเรานะครับเข้าหวังว่าไม่มีอะไรมาขัดจังหวะนะครับOh what happened เดี๋ยวแป๊บนึงนะเกิดอะไรขึ้นในนี้โอเคno แม่กำลังจะเริ่มสอน exit the stream right เช็คที่นี่เนาะก็ exit แล้วก็ดูที่ zoom ใช่ป่ะ zoom open นะครับเรียบร้อยนะครับไม่มีปัญหาก็มาขึ้นบทที่1ของเรานะครับเพื่อไม่ให้เป็นการเสียเวลานะครับต่อนะครับก็คงต้องเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะครับขอช่วยไม่ได้นะครับคุณเข้ามาโลจิสติกเนาะโอเคgood afternoon everyone welcome you to EE211 okay which is the mathematics for engineering number 2 we will talk about the first order difference equation we start at 1452 right yes of course my name is Bamrung Taosaskun and today is June the 2nd of 2022 2022 semester 3 which is the summer semester of academic year 2021 all right if you have any problem just ask me immediately by Zoom or by text here in Zoom or any medium that you want to talk to me. Just let's go ahead with that. Okay. The detail for us here is this one. Okay, mathematics for engineering 2. The first chapter is first order difference equation, and the content in this chapter will be the following. We will consider the introduction. Okay, what is going on in this chapter. The next, okay, we introduce basic many stuff, many basic mathematics stuff, like set and so on, set of real value numbers, set of complex value number, and now we will start with the first type of the first order linear difference equation, which is homogeneous case. Okay, the definition, the explanation why we say it's homogeneous will be addressed, will be talked about at that time. Okay, and the second type, the second sort of the first order difference equation is right here. It's the non-homogeneous. Okay, it's non-homogeneous case. The detail, the definition of non-homogeneous situation will be discussed later. Okay, now we will start the introduction. Okay, we need to know some basic things, otherwise we could not go ahead smoothly. Okay, let us introduce the sets of real numbers as follows. We will say n is the positive integers. Okay, n with this font as the positive integer, and the next one is that the detail of the n set or the number set is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until infinity. Okay, it goes without the limit, and that's the integer numbers, positive integer number. We use n to represent natural number actually. Okay, n with 0, with subscript 0, it means we include also 0 to that. Okay, 0 to this set, and it denotes it means that this is the set of non-negative integer. Non-negative because we say we include also 0 into the member, into this set, okay, including 0. Yeah, okay, they have written. The next set is z. Okay, z is the integer. Integer could be also negative value like -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And for the positive side, we have 1, 2, 3, like this one. Okay, it's similar to n. The third type of the number set is Q. Q is the ratio once P is an integer and Q is an integer, but Q cannot be 0. Okay, Q could be any number but not 0. Okay, they use this notation. Okay, excluding the set of 0, the member of 0. Okay, okay, and the next one, is the explanation, right? P is an integer, Q is any integer, but it should not be 0. It must not be 0. R represents the set of real numbers. Okay, this is the set of real numbers. There could be a special version once we have the positive here as the subscript. It's going to be the set of real positive number, okay, without the negative portion. It is simple to realize that the sequence of the whole set here is the following. Q is a member of R, a subset of R, and Z is a member of Q, and N0 is a member again of Z. Okay, because it's only the positive side, and N, okay, the natural number will be the subset of N0. Okay, this one is bigger, smaller, and smallest, the smallest set. Okay, and this notation means the subset operator. Okay. We will talk about the sequence over time. So in many engineering systems, they have some system over time. Okay, the system means the transfer function will vary with time. If you don't understand, no problem, just go ahead. There are two different cases depending on the observation. The first one is continuous. Okay, we observe the system in continuous time, and what we have is actually the differential equations. But if the system cannot be observed over continuous time, we're gonna use the discrete time. Okay, example. Let me draw. All right. Oh, why? I want to add a page here. Okay. What is continuous time system? It means you have here ft, and you have here t. The system may have the function may be somehow like this. That's the ft in continuous time. This is known as continuous. But for discrete time, you have also again f, but if it is fn, same function, have also the same thing, but now it's not somehow like that. Okay, this is ft, but the value we can keep is somehow like this. It's over there. We don't have the blue line, we have only the red line. Here is a specific value with respect to y-axis, okay, for fn. t right here will depend on n, depend on n. Okay, for example, this is f1. This is f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, f6. Okay, we can have something like that. This is the discrete time. I almost forget to mention. Okay, this is the difference between discrete time and continuous time. Okay, and here you don't have the blue line, or you have only the red line. You may ask me why we don't keep continuous time, because it's the most precise system. Well, in reality, the memory is expensive. You cannot keep the data as much as you want. So in order to communicate or to let the process work efficiently, we're going to use a small amount, reduced version of this signal in terms of discrete input here. Okay, and yeah, we're going to call here discrete time. Okay, and this one is continuous time, because we can take any value once we throw our once we observe the system. Okay, but it requires a lot of memory. Okay, yeah, here one observe the system in certain time position or in discrete time. That's the discrete time system. Next one is once we observe the system at a certain time points in discrete time, we're gonna get the so-called differentiation. Okay, if you talk about if you model your system as discrete time, you would often receive a discrete time nature, and you don't have to do it every time. Here is the continuous time, which is better, is more precise. You can pick up any value along this line, but it requires a lot of memory. Human tries to use something simpler in an economy way. Let us observe the system at time t. Once our t is letter n, small n, and capital T. Okay, n is the index of observation. N is the index of observation, and p is the observation period. What is that? It means we have here distance here is t. Okay, that's t. And so if this one is n, okay, this is, let's say this is n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4, n equal to 5, and finally n equal to 6. Okay, yes, n equal to 6. This is the time for whatever value you can leave it here inside the parentheses. But this one is the index of the sample. This is the first sample, the second sample, the third sample, the fourth sample, the fifth sample, the sixth sample. The sample is taken from the actual value of the function, but we cannot keep everything. Okay, we just in terms of electrical engineering, we're gonna say we do sampling, or we sample. Okay, pick up any value, but in a discrete time like this. Yes, of course, the period of pick up sample will be t. Okay, t is the observation period. Okay, it might be difficult to imagine, but we have to, because next we are going to consider this in order to solve the equation. Okay, then is the observation index. It can be also 0 and with subscript 0. What is the period? The period is the time once our observation repeat or remain to the same value. Okay, t is the observation value. Okay, in literature, a sequence of real numbers can be written as yn, y with subscript n, or y with parenthesis n, or y with bracket, okay, square bracket n, and the index, the domain of n will be z, okay, which is integer set, or n0. N0 is non-zero, non-negative value number, right? N0, what is the name? It's non-negative integer. Yeah, this is the integer, but it includes also 0. Let's move to the next thing. The sequence of real number. What happened? Okay. Sequence of real number can be written as yn, y with parenthesis n, y with square bracket n, and it is indexed by z or n0. I don't know why. This. Here we choose the style of yn to represent the sequence because the sequence is a function of either z, n0, or r. The square bracket indicates the integer input of the argument. If you want anything, just leave it into the square bracket. Okay, I try to differentiate them from other stuff, otherwise we're going to get confused easily. Okay, let's move further down. The value of the sequence f y0, yn, and so on are taken from the continuous time like this. Okay, yeah, that's the meaning of this figure. Okay, what happened? Yeah, yn is taken from this function once this is y1, right? It is the first sample apart from the y-axis, and here the distance is the same. It's t. You can take the value from the height of the function, okay, and so on until the sixth sample by using this relation t equal to n and capital T. Okay, t is the observation period, as you know. Distance here should be equal to this one. This distance should be equal to this. Yes, the observation is y0, y1, y2, y3 until finally yn or something like that, or until infinity, okay, without the limit. Yes, we take yn from f and t when t is less than integer, okay, greater than 0, but until reach infinity. With the constant of the observation period, we mean the letter t here is fixed. It's a constant. Okay, it doesn't change with time. Once we use the observation of period, the constant of observation period, the method of obtaining the values in 3 is called periodic sampling. Okay, you can pick up this value for a single time, but if you change the time, it can be a different sequence. And with the constant of the observation period here, once the observation period is constant, we're going to call periodic sampling. Differentiation has many applications. For example, in digital signal processing, in some cases, the time instant index can cover the negative part. Okay, so it could be a member of the set or the integer set. The next one is that y with square bracket n is the quantity of y at the n example. Okay, let us use this notation to represent y at the n sample. Okay, we don't use the curve parenthesis. We use the small square parenthesis because it's something about difference equation. There are 2 different forms of the differences from the current state yn. For example, if you have yn plus 1 and yn plus 2, the advanced term can be found as yn plus 1 equal to 4n plus j. For the delay terms, we have yn minus 1 and yn minus 2 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, until yn minus infinity. The delay term can be found from yn equal to yn minus 1 equal to 5. That's the system from this. Now we will take a look at different forms of difference. A function that contains variables and their differences is called difference expression. For example, you have yn minus 2, and here you have n minus 1 and yn. Okay, it depends on n, but different order, and it's multiplied by xn. And another expression of difference is the following: I1 times y2 y square of n minus 1 and a2 times y less than 3 times n minus of n minus 1 plus a3 yn. Okay, this difference expression, but it's not yet the equation. Okay, this is only the difference expression, the expression that has delay at 2, delay at 1. Okay, you have to notice that if it is positive side here, it's known as advanced term. But if the relation here, the notation here is negative side, it means we have delayed terms. Okay, negative means delay. Positive side means advanced. Okay, and now we would arrive at a more sophisticated expression. It's called difference equation. What is that? We have the same thing here. Okay, yn minus 2, yn minus 1, and yn times x. Okay, and we still have on the right hand side rn. Okay, which might be residual function or remaining function or something like that. The difference is that here you don't have equality sign and you don't have the right hand side. But this one, let's talk about the second example. We have the same thing here and equal to A4. Okay, and yeah, this one is known as difference equation because there is equality. Okay, there are two equalities here. Let's move to the next thing. A difference equation that has only one independent variable is called ordinal difference equation. So you have only one independent variable, which is the n, right? It's known as ordinary difference equation. But for the next one, this one also the independent variable. Of course, the volume, the coefficient here is not integer, is an unknown value and unknown constant, right? We're gonna say it's ordinary difference equation 2. Now let's go further. The difference equation that has more than one independent variable is called partial difference equation. If you have not only y, but you have also x squared and Rn, it's known as partial difference equation. And in this example, once you have 0.4, and if you leave it as 0.4x, and this is now it becomes partial difference equation. Okay. Oh, not yet. The introduction is quite long in this chapter. If f dot is a function and yn is in the set of 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is the unknown variables. Let's take a look at the equation y n plus k and at the function of y n plus k minus 1, y n plus k minus 2 until yn. It is known as the difference equation of all the k, okay, because you have maximally the difference equation in terms of k here on the left hand side. It is also known as the k-order difference equation. When a difference equation can be written as linear combination form, we would have a linear difference equation. Okay, if you express them by ak minus 1, and a0, we would say also it's linear difference equation because it's linear combination. When ak minus 1 and until a0 depend on n, we call equation number 5 as the linear difference equation, of course, but with variable coefficient. Okay, the coefficient here ak minus 1 until a0 are all constant. Okay, it's not we have a variable coefficient because we have ak minus 1 and a0, and time varying coefficient. Yeah, it can happen that a depend on k, right? K minus 1 depend also on the sample, which depends on time. So it's known as time varying coefficient. When ak minus 1 until a0 do not correspond to equation 5, okay, we will call equation number 5 as the linear difference equation with constant coefficient and time invariant coefficient. Okay, please note that there are two versions. Time varying coefficient means the coefficient will depend on time, but time invariant coefficient means the coefficient like ak minus 1, something like that, is time invariant coefficient, time variant coefficient. If b is 0, in equation number 5, if b is 0 here on the right hand side, if this right hand side is 0, we're going to get homogeneous difference equation. Okay, if we don't have b, or b is a constant, we can say b is linear. We call that equation as linear homogeneous difference equation. All right, but if b is non-zero, okay, on the right hand side here is not 0. We will call this kind of expression as linear non-homogeneous difference equation. Okay, it's non-homogeneous because it's not made mainly of industry stuff. When b is non-zero, we would call linear non-homogeneous difference equation. But if b here is 0, it's known homogeneous difference equation. I'm not sure whether you have passed. I think EE211 at that time didn't bring you to the final end of EE211, right? You should be familiar with homogeneous differential equation. You would have got used to the non-homogeneous difference equation. Finally, we arrive at the first type of difference equation. Oh my. Okay. Yes. But we will consider the simplest case. Okay, it's homogeneous first order difference equation. Okay, it's homogeneous, means on the right hand side, okay, the right side after the equality sign, we get something as 0, and the general form of the homogeneous first order linear difference equation can be written as something like this. Okay, it's yn plus 1, okay, yn plus 1 plus b yn. Okay, let's see, we move b to be here, right? But the constant on the right hand side is 0. Okay, we have b here. N could be an integer, including also 0. N could be also 0 in this one, and after that n can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until infinity. There are two main terms, right? The first term is yn plus 1. The second term is yn, and they are known as they are called unknown variables. Okay, yn plus 1 and yn are unknown variables, but what we need to know is only yn. Okay, we want to find yn. What is yn from this expression? Okay, this is the problem in this topic. Okay, we are talking about the homogeneous first order difference equation. ผมไม่ได้ใส่หูฟังนะครับถ้ามีปัญหาใดนะครับโปรดถามใส่หูฟังก็ได้มันรำคาญครับโอเคนะครับก็มี2อันนะตัวแปรครับมีyn ลบ 1กับ yn บวก 1กับ yn ครับแต่ว่าโจทย์ตรงนี้นะครับต้องการหา yn ครับโอเคb is a constant that doesn't depend on yn plus 1 and yn. So this is the constant. Okay, it has no relation to yn plus 1 and yn. Okay, the relation in 6 in this equation is known as the homogeneous first order difference equation, or you can say HFDE. Okay, is a short name, right? But the important thing is that we should also specify the coefficient, right? And here we call with constant coefficient because b is only a constant. Okay, b is not a variable. Okay, b doesn't depend on n. The term homogeneous mean the right hand side of the equation remains 0. Okay, here the right hand side is 0. Please note that this b is not the same as this b. They are different. I think I have to change somehow next time. Right. Yeah, it's A0. I think it should be A0. But I don't know why I left B here. Because it seems that you can get confused with this one. B on the right hand side. It's not the case. B here is the coefficient. Okay. Please note that there are different quantity. I'm going to change the name of the variable soon. Relation in 6. Yeah, as you know, it's homogeneous first order difference equation with constant coefficient. Homogeneous means the right hand side is 0. Okay, now it's time to solve this one. In order to solve this, of course, you just move this one right to the right hand side. It's going to be yn plus 1 equal to minus b, right? And yeah, we let's say it's alpha. Okay, it's alpha, and alpha is negative b. Okay, if we pay attention regularly. Let's say if n is 0, we would have here yn y1 is alpha y0. Okay, and for after that, if this one is n minus 1, it's going to be n here, right? Yn minus 1, you would have here yn, right? Okay, we have alpha and yn, and the index inside the bracket gradually reduces by 1. Okay, in minus 1, we have another alpha. In minus 2, we have one more alpha right here. Until it reaches 0, we would have alpha n plus 1. Okay. And now we form up the solution as yn is equal to k times minus b raised to n. What is that then? K is the constant that could be found from the constant here, y0. Okay, if you let n be 0, this is the if you let n be 0, this will be 1, right? And yeah, that's k. K is the case when you let n be 0. So k is y0. Please memorize this formula in the square box. Now we arrive at the first example with the calculation. We are talking about money right now. An amount of 10,000 Thai bahts, okay, THB, is deposited in a bank account with an annual interest rate 4%. Determine the balance of the account after 10 years. Okay, You are the person right here, and you have the money in your hand, 10,000 baht. Okay, you have the money at hand, and then you go to the bank. You go to the bank. This is a building of the bank, and the bank will say to you that if you deposit your money with us, give you the annual interest rate of 4%. So in 1 year, 100 baht will become 104. All right. You have 104 at your time after 1 year. But what is the balance of this amount after 10 years? If we let the time go by 10 years, what is the total amount of money? Any idea about that? มีใครพอทราบไหมครับว่าจะหาได้อย่างไรครับthis มีไหมครับมีเปิดไมค์ครับเชิญครับมีไหมครับมีคนไหนพอจะทราบไหมว่าจะทำอย่างไรดีครับ Any idea about this? If not, then we're gonna see ขอเปิดหน้านะครับ All right. You start with they will give you four Thai baht more after 1 year for 100, right? So in the first year, no, we cannot say. At the beginning, if you have 100 Thai baht, if you deposit 100 Thai baht at a bank, okay, and you depositฝากเงินนะครับฝากเงินใน deposit ครับ we deposit 100 Thai baht, and after 1 year later, after 1 year you will getใช่ครับ the bank will give us 4 baht more, right? We give us 4 Thai baht more. Okay, so it means in total we have after 1 year 100 plus 4 equal to 104 Thai baht. Right. And after the second year, 2 years later, after the beginning, okay. So the account balance balance will be what is that 400เอ๊ะหรือว่า100ครับโอ้108.16ครับแล้วมีเพื่อนบอกใช่ครับนี่โอเคเพื่อนบอกมาอย่างนี้ let's see is that alright is that correct น่าจะยุ่งเกี่ยวกับเงินนะคุณมีเซนส์พวกนี้ผมไม่ค่อยเป็นครับโอเคanyway we are going to use the basic sense we now have the deposit as 104 so we should have the 104 oh no we would have 104 plus 4%, right? 4% times 104, right? It means 104 plus 4 by 100 times 104, right? And what is that? It means here we have 104 plus 4.16, right? It's going to be 108.16. So it's correct. This one. Okay. THB Thai baht. My God. If we do it 10 times, it's going to, the text will be full. Will be filled in full in this paper, on this paper, right? That should be the formula to do that. We're going to use this formula, right? K is the constant. Okay, K is the constant, which is the amount of the deposit at the beginning. So it's our system is not correct too, because the actual amount is 10,000 baht, right? So we have to multiply here by I think one more 100, right? You have to multiply 100 to this one. Anyway, if you continue this, you get something like the money after that year, the previous year, plus the interest, okay, which is 4% of the initial amount at that time. But if we want to use the formula equation number 10, K is Y0, right? So in this case, Y at the beginning is 10,000 baht. 10,000 ครับ 10,000 บาท 10,000 baht. What is minus B? What is alpha? N is the index, the time that you want to observe, right? So N should be 10, okay, because 10 years later, N is 10. So the missing variable is minus B. Let's talk about minus B. You have here equal to 0. After the first year, you have 10,000 plus, oh no, we need to draw the difference equation, right? We have to express the difference equation. How could we form up this one? B B, right? B plus 4% of 10,000, right? So you can see here this is y n plus 1 plus 4%, and here is yn. Here is yn, right? Equal to 0, right? So should we write down here 0 equal to 0 or what? Yes, they have y0 as 10,000. Oh, here. No, it's not the case. My God, it's wrong here. This one is for yn plus yn. Okay, and of course, we open the new page. If you combine this, you're gonna get all right. The amount after 1 year will be 4%, which is the interest, okay, plus the initial amount. And here, here you would have yn plus 1, and of course 0.04 yn plus yn, and of course it's going to be expressed like this: yn plus 1 equal to 1.04 yn. And if you express it in a typical way, you're going to see that n plus 1 equal, minus 1.04 yn equal to 0. And if you compare this equation to the standard one, the standard equation, non-homogeneous first order difference equation, which is expressed as here, minus, plus b yn, right, equal to 0. If you compare this thing, you can see that b is negative 1.04, right? And once you know the value b, you can use this result, right? The result will be yn, right? Yn will be k, right? K, which is y0. You know that k is y0. The initial amount is 10,000, right? So k is 10,000. So we have here 10,000. 10,000 and negative b less to n. Negative b. But our b is minus or negative 1.04, right? And here we need to raise it to n, right? Power n. So finally, this expression is equal to 10,000 times 1.04 less to n. All right. And after 10 years, we're gonna get n equal to 10, right? It means this problem asks us to get y10, which is 10,000 times 1.04. This is 210. Okay, with the power of 10. With the power of 10 right here. And yeah ผมพูดก่อนนะครับว่าวิชานี้นะครับคุณใช้เครื่องคิดเลขได้นะครับเพราะว่าเลขอย่างนี้ก็มันคงไม่มีใครมือออกได้นะคุณยกกำลัง10อย่างเงี้ยนะครับเป็นokay you can you can use the electronic calculator ครับก็สอบในส่วนกลางภาคนะครับอนุญาตให้ใช้เครื่องคิดเลขนะเป็นวิชาแมทที่อนุญาตให้ใช้เครื่องคิดเลขเพราะว่าเราติดปัญหาอย่างเงี้ย 1.04 ยก 10เนี่ยคุณก็ต้องใช้เครื่องคิดเลขครับ so let's go to the electronic calculator for example Madonna right 10,000 times 1.04 this is to 10 oh, no this is 210 oh no and run it now we get something like that 1.4802 is approximately 1.4802 baht I think approximately but I'm not sure if you use the Google Class no use the Google like this right 10,000 times 1.04 this is 210 okay you're gonna get yeah the exact value is somehow that 14802.4428492 okay yes and here is THB Thai baht okay approximate because we cannot express the whole decimal numbers every decimal number so that's the answer I think it's correct I hope that it's correct yeah it's 1480244284428 491 approximately okay yeah it's correct all right we can use this expression okay this formula to compute the money after 10 years all right let's talk about the second example นะครับก็คุณจะเห็นว่ามีประโยชน์นะที่เรียน first order ไป differential equation ใช้ในการคำนวณหาเงินก็ได้นะแค่ครับว่าคุณเป็นนักการธนาคารก็พวกที่เป็นเรียน economic เรียน finance ก็ใช้อันนี้นะครับใช้ differential equation เหมือนกับเรานี่เลยครับก็เรียนวิศวะก็เนื้อหาเดียวกับ finance เลยมันเป็นทฤษฎีเดียวกันแต่ว่าถ้าหลังไปจากนี้แล้ว finance จะไม่ยุ่งกับพวก conformal mapping Fourier series อะไรพวกนี้แล้วมันจะเป็นเฉพาะวิศวะเท่านั้นแต่ว่ามันเหมือนกันแค่เฉพาะตรงเนี้ยไม่กี่บทแรกเนี่ยนะครับบทที่1บทที่2เนี่ยokay let's talk about the Second example, a bank offers an interest rate of 5% compounded monthly to a customer. So this bank will calculate the interest. Okay, it will give you the interest every month by using this offer 5% compounded monthly interest rate to any customer. If you have 1,000 Thai baht at hand, how much money does the customer receive after 10 years? Okay, 10 years. The same thing right here, 10 years. So now I have to open it. Okay, at the beginning, you start from at the beginning you start from you have you deposit 1,000 Thai baht. You deposit 1,000 Thai baht. It means your money at the beginning is 1,000 Thai baht. And but the bank offer the interest to you every month. Okay, so we have to calculate the increase ใช่ครับโอ้โห 1,628.89 บาท 1,628 ครับ28ไม่น่าถูกครับได้47ครับไม่ถูกครับมันมีทริคแหละข้อเนี้ยมันเกือบจะถูกแล้วครับคือมันเหมือนจะถูกแล้วแหละคือวิธีคิดคุณถูกแต่ว่าคุณต้องลงรายละเอียดลึกไปกว่านั้นหน่อยเพราะว่าเขาเน้นย้ำว่าใช่แล้วครับสิ่งที่คุณคิดคุณคิดดอกเบี้ยปีละครั้งใช่ครับเขาต้องบอกว่า compound มาคิดทีละเดือนเลยครับคือไม่ได้10 ครั้งมันต้องเป็นปีหนึ่งมันมีกี่เดือนมี12 เดือนก็10 ครั้งก็10 ปีก็เป็นกี่ครั้ง120ป่ะคุณต้องคิดเงินต้นทบดอก120 ครั้งแต่ว่าคุณจะคิดมือเมื่อยไหมทีละ120 บรรทัดเนี่ยก็ไม่ได้ก็ต้องใช้สูตรเอาครับโอเคthe interest rate of 5% compounded monthly so what does that mean they're gonna give you 5% 5 baht 5 Thai baht more from the initial the initial 100 Thai baht every year. Right. ห้ามเขียนติดกัน each year or every year. Okay, so yeah, for example, if you have 1,000 after 1 month, right? So we have to say the time. After the first month, you're gonna have of course the initial amount, right, which is 1,000. You would have okay, we write down balance is equal to initial plus interest, right? The initial amount is 1,000, of course. You deposit 1,000. This is after the first month, not the first year. You would get plus 1,000. Okay, or you would get. You cannot say you would get 5%, not 5%, because we calculated for only a single month. So for the whole year, we have 12 months, right? We have to divide 5% by 12. Okay, let's say the interest is divided equally every month for each month. So we cannot say 5% here. We have to say 5% divided by 12. All right, you understand that? 5% of 5 Thai baht is the rate for the whole year, for every year. But what we are calculating here is the result for a single month, not 12 months. Okay, so that's why we have to divide 5% by 12. Okay, คือ 5% หรือ 5 บาทนี้นะครับเป็นดอกเบี้ยที่ธนาคารมอบให้ในเวลา1ปีนะครับแต่ว่าเขาจะคิดให้เราคิดดอกเบี้ยคิดทุกเดือนเขามีแคมเปญไม่เหมือนกันเพื่อดึงดูดลูกค้ามาฝากเงินครับเขาจะมีส่วนที่นำเสนอไม่เหมือนกันอย่างเงี้ยแต่อย่าไปงงนะใช่ไหม 5% เป็นอัตราดอกเบี้ยที่ให้ต่อปีนะครับแต่เขาจะคิดดอกทุกเดือนพอเวลาคิดดอกทุกเดือนมันเหมือนฟังแล้วแง่ๆงงๆเนาะแทนที่จะบอกว่าดอกเบี้ยกี่เปอร์เซ็นต์ต่อเดือนเลยคุณก็บอกมาจบแต่ว่าเขาไม่บอกงั้นเขาบอกว่า 5% เป็นดอกเบี้ยต่อปีแต่เขาจะคิดทบต้นทบดอกให้คุณทุกเดือนอย่างเงี้ยดังนั้นเราก็ถ้าเราคิดแต่ละเดือนเราก็ต้องเอาดอกเบี้ยประจำปีมาหาร12นะครับเพื่อมันจะได้เป็นเฉพาะดอกเบี้ยเฉพาะเดือนนั้นโอเคไหมครับ so that's why we have here 5% divided by 12 and it's gonna be the multiplication to the initial amount, right, which is 1,000 because we deposit at the beginning at 1,000, right? So this one can be arranged as what is that? It's 0.05, right? 5% is 5 by 100. 0.05 divided by 12 because 1 year in each year we have 12 months, so yeah 0.05 and times 1,000 and you could get the result, right, which is I don't know, uh 1,000 times 0.05 divided by 12 It's 4. Oh, no, I'm stupid. My God. It's not correct here. It's number 1, right? 1 plus 0 0.005 divided by 12 times 1000. So we need to have, we need to have here 1 plus. Okay, it's 1004, approximately 1004. 166 blah blah blah. Okay. Here is exact. Okay. That's the result after the first month. Okay, you get 4 baht more. Okay, from the first month. But if you want to express this relation in terms of first order differential equation, as the theory, as the title said here, homogeneous first order differential equation. So this one is yn plus 1. Okay, and here this value is our, my God, oh. Here we have yn plus 1, right? And here this constant, is our b. I think so, right? It's b, right? No. It's alpha, right? This one is alpha. Okay, this is alpha to us. And this one here is yn. Okay, this is yn to us. So once you get this, right, you can calculate. Wait a second. Okay, open the new page. So how many times should we calculate the balance? How many times do we need to calculate the balance? It means how many years? Oh, no, sorry. How many months? How many months are there in 10 years? That's the number of times we need to calculate the balance or the interest, right? So help me please. How many months are there in 10 years? So we're gonna have, okay, because each year we have 12 months and we observe 10 years, it's gonna be 120 months, right? So n is, therefore, n is 120. And yeah, according to our, no, this is n, right, with the power of n2, because it's stupid. No. Okay, let's remove all of this. Here we would say y1 is equal to alpha and y0, right? And with this relation, we're gonna get y n plus 1. Oh no, yn, right? Yn will be equal to alpha raised to n, and y n plus 1, I think, right? Yeah, n plus 1, alpha n plus 1. F0, this one, n0. Yes, alpha plus 1. If you observe yn, right? If you observe only yn first, it's going to be only n. Alpha is to n times y0, right? So we observe 120 months, so it's going to be y 120 will be equal to alpha this is to n when n is 120, right, times y0. So y 120 will be alpha. What is that alpha? Alpha is this number 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12. I don't know what is it. 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12. Let's just 2 with the power of 120, right? To 120 times y0. Y0 is the initial amount that you deposit the money, so it's 1,000. So let's see what is in the calculator. So this one, right, times with the power of 120, we're gonna get 1,41647. It's approximation, right? Because you cannot express everything. 0.00949,769 THB Thai baht. I don't know whether it's correct or not. 1647. Yeah, 1467 times 009. 00949 blah blah blah. Yeah, 9496903. Okay, yeah, that's the result. That's the answer after 10 years. But we have to calculate it 120 times because the interest is computed every month, okay, according to the policy by the bank ครับนั่นก็คือธนาคารจะคำนวณคิดดอกเบี้ยให้คุณทุกเดือนครับเราจะไปคิด1ปีครั้งหนึ่งไม่ได้เราก็ต้องคิด12ครั้งใน1ปีครับหรือว่าเวลาทั้งสิ้น10ปีเราก็ต้องคิดดอกเบี้ยทั้งหมด120ครั้งแต่ใครจะมาเขียนอย่างเงี้ยไล่ไปอย่างเงี้ย120บรรทัดมันก็เมื่อยก็ใช้สูตรเอาครับ Okay, that's the expression. We use this formula yn equal to alpha is to n and y0. Okay, this is the formula that we use. Let's move to the next example. Okay, the third example. We don't have so much money. We talk about only 24 Thai baht. If we have at the beginning 24 Thai baht นะครับ 1611 เนาะก็คุณจะจบกี่โมงดีครับเนี่ย 1611 if we have at the beginning 24 Thai baht and we invested in 2019, okay, in that year, but this year is 2012 or 22, right? In 2019, if we invest in 2019 and the annual interest is 7% and compounded quarterly, what is that quarterly? What does the meaning of what is the meaning of what does quarterly mean? What is the meaning of quarterly? Any idea about that? But if you don't know, it's no problem. Okay, the interest is computed quarterly and by this amount 7%, but this is the rate for the whole year. Okay, what would it be worth in 2030, 11 years later? Okay, 11 years later. So this is the amount at December. Okay, they ask us to find balance at December 31, 2030. พื้นที่มีไม่พอ balance on December 31, 2030. What is that? Okay, มีใครคิดได้ไหมครับ มีใครคิดได้ไหมอย่างนี้เนี่ยโจทย์พาทำเป็นครับใช่ครับ quarterly ภาษาไทยคือไตรมาสครับเพราะว่าปีหนึ่งแบ่งออกเป็น4ส่วนquarter 4ใช่ป่ะ quarto 4ก็12เดือนแบ่งให้เป็น4ครั้งแต่ละครั้งก็ต้องกี่เดือนครับก็ต้อง3เดือน7เหมือนกันครับใช่ครับไม่ใช่ครับคำว่า 7% ไม่ใช่ว่าให้เป็นค่าของ3เดือนครับ 7% เป็นค่าของ12เดือนครับเป็นค่าที่ยกประโยชน์ให้12เดือนดังนั้นคุณก็น่าจะพอเห็นไอเดียว่าทำอย่างไรนะครับข้อสอบก็จะประมาณนี้โอเคไหมจะเล่นทริคตรงนี้นะครับโอเคไหมคุณต้องซ้อมแล้วก็คุณต้องฝึกทำโจทย์ก่อนครับจะได้ทำเป็นโอเค any idea any answer to this problem นะครับ then I'm gonna open a new page in order to solve this problem to you.ขออนุญาตเข้าห้องน้ำนิดนึงนะครับรอคุณคิดนะครับเผื่อมีใครคิดได้นะลองคิดดูเล่นๆนะครับผิดถูกไม่เป็นไรครับจะได้ปรับให้มันถูกนะครับขออนุญาตเข้าห้องน้ำสักพักนึงครับ โอเค มีไหมครับ มีคนไหนตอบได้ไหมครับ ได้คำตอบมาแล้วเชิญครับ รอได้ครับเชิญครับ นับตั้งแต่วันที่1 มกราคม 2019 ครับ12 ปีครับใช่ครับครับ นับตั้งแต่ต้นปี 2019 ครับไม่ใช่11ครับ ผมพูดผิดขออภัยด้วยครับเชิญครับ ว่ามาเลยครับอืมโอเค คนแรกนะครับ number one นะนิสิตคนแรกนะครับ number one คนอื่นมีไหมครับ คนอื่นได้เท่าไหร่เอ่ย48ครับ ขออภัยครับ ลืมครับคนอื่นครับ คนอื่นว่าไงครับ มีไหมครับ มีได้ก็พิมพ์มาก็ได้นะครับโอเคมาถ้าไม่พูดไม่ได้นะครับ ที่ YouTube นี่ยังดูอยู่ไหมนะครับ ได้เท่ากันเนาะประมาณนี้นะครับ number พิธีโอเค number two นะครับthe same นะครับ ถ้าคุณไปเรื่อยๆเนี่ยผมพาทำโจทย์ไปเรื่อยๆแล้ววิธีมันจะกลั่นแล้วอ่ะมันจะไม่มีวิธีอื่นแล้วมันก็ต้องทำเรื่องนี้แล้วก็จะคำตอบก็ไม่น่าพลาดนะครับโอเคไหมดังนั้นข้อสอบออกมาคุณไม่น่าผิดอ่ะโอเคไหมก็ข้อละ5ข้อละ7ข้อละ10อะไรก็ว่ากันไปนะครับตอบนะครับ ตอบออกมา55ป่ะ551903โอ้ถูกเป๊ะนะครับ เคมาต้องให้ผมเฉลยไหมต้องไหมครับถูกแล้วครับเฉลยหน่อยก็ได้ครับเดี๋ยวหาว่าไม่ทำหน้าที่นะครับโอเคlet's open ชอบเปิดหน้าแล้วก็ใส่หน้าผิดให้ผมนะครับ okay let's open the empty page we start from okay at oh no on January January 1st of 2019 right January 1st 2019 we invest the money like we deposit 24 Thai baht but on January no not January every 3 months right on March right March 31st of 2000 2019 right the end of the third month right the bank will give us the balanceนะครับเงินสุทธิในบัญชีนะครับ the balance of course the initial amount right balance sorry balance be initial plus interest but our initial is 24 plus the interest. The interest is said to be 7%, right? This one, and but this is the interest for 1 year for the whole year. So this is 7%. We have to divide the annual interest rate by 4, right? Because we are talking about quarter. So divide by 4, and that's the interest for 3 months. Okay, for 1 quarter times the initial amount, which is 24. Okay, we get this, or we would say it's 1 plus 0.07 divided by 4 times 24. Okay, and yeah, that's it for let's talk for the first quarter, and we need to put it into the calculator. 1 plus 0.07 by 4 times 24, so get 24.42 approximately. Oh, it's exact. I'm not sure it's exact value. 24.42. That's the balance after the first quarter. And here we would say this is actually Y1. Okay, and here is alpha Y0. We are going to use the general expression, which is Yn equal to alpha raised to n times Y0, right? Let's open a new empty page. They are watching the balance at the end of 2030 or on December 31st of 2030. So how many times does the bank calculate the balance or it means how many quarter are there until December 31st 2030. So you could see that it's actually 2030 to 2019, right? 2019. There are 12 years, right? 12 years times 4 quarters per year, right? So it's going to be 48 quarter, okay? From January 1st, 2019 until December 31st, the last day of 2030, there will be 48 quarters. So we have to calculate 48 times of the balance. All right. All right. So it means number of n to calculate is 48. And we start from this expression, right? Y n alpha n y0, right? So we're gonna get y of 48 will be alpha, right? Alpha raised to 48 of y0. But alpha is 1 plus, right? 1 plus 7% by 4 is 1 plus 0.07 by 4 with the power of 48, okay, or to 48. So we're going to have here 48. And we leave here the initial amount, which is only 24 baht. And we observe it from the calculator. Yeah. No. KR. This is to 48. It's going to be a 55. Approximately 55.1903693856 blah blah blah, okay, THB Thai baht. Okay, and that's the answer to this problem. I'm not sure whether it's correct or 55.1903 blah blah blah, okay, เลขเดียวกันกับคุณหรือเปล่าครับเลขเดียวกันเนาะ Yeah, 55.19037. Okay, That's correct. Okay, we have seen many stuff about higher order difference equation. Okay, yeah, that's the result after the 12th year, not 11 years, and they are talking about a quarter, so it means you have to multiply 4 to this one. It's going to be 48 quarters in 12 years. Let's talk about the next stuff, non-homogeneous, but 1635 อยากเลิกแล้วหรือยังครับ 16:35 นะครับเลยมาครึ่งแล้วนะครับ เราจะขึ้น non-homogeneous นะครับ หรือว่าจะหยุดอยู่แค่นี้ก่อนแล้วขึ้นครั้งหน้าหรือว่ายังไงครับแล้วแต่คุณครับคือโอเคมันก็จะมีอีกเป็นชุดนะครับชุดปัญหาเลยครับ3-4 ปัญหานะครับโอเคไหมจะว่ากันทฤษฎีแล้วก็พาทำโจทย์3-4 ปัญหาโอเคก็เราก็จบกันไว้เพียงเท่านี้นะครับเดี๋ยวผมไม่รู้ซูมมันตัดหรือเปล่าครับเดี๋ยวผมดูชื่อก่อนใช่นะกูดโน้ตได้เดี๋ยวส่งอัพขึ้นให้ทันทีเมื่อเสร็จนี่แหละครับเดี๋ยวส่งพร้อมทีเช็คชื่อเนี่ยนะครับ 4 people and 1 in YouTube right โอเคครับเดี๋ยวพบกันครั้งหน้าน่าจะเป็นวันอังคารนะครับถ้าคุณอยากเรียนวันจันทร์ก็ปรึกษาติดต่อกันถ้าคุณรู้สึกว่าเหนื่อยมันเครียดเกินไปก็ไม่ต้องเรียนครับเอาสบายๆนัดกันแล้วก็แจ้งผมครับพบกันวันอังคารหน้าครับบ๊ายบายครับสวัสดีครับโชคดีครับครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับขอบคุณครับ Alright, and the one in YouTube. The one, oh my god, the one in YouTube. It's one in YouTube. Okay, and nothing more, right? Nothing more. ก็จบได้เลย